Hi, so what's going on with the office? So when he called, basically I have to go and pick up everybody for the...
I'm not sure.
Of course, what are you talking about? Guaranteed, no doubt.
Okay, no problem.
Zero, no doubt. How many people were here before?
Oh, is it?
Were there more people here and they left?
No.
Only Benny, right? Maybe Benny?
Benny and yeah.
Benny's coming back, I think.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay. So on Shabbat this place fills up?
Packed.
Baruch Hashem. Why? There's 2 million.
Baruch Hashem.
So yes, it fills up.
You have 2 million?
Yeah, 7:30 and 8.
7.
Nana.
No, not your taste? Today?
You still playing ball?
I still play ball, of course.
That's San Beda?
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's get started.
There's no goodies.
What happened?
So there's no feast to give us. We got rid of everything. Shabbat. So they're bringing more stuff tomorrow.
No cookies?
No cookies, no.
I'm going home, that's it.
So the Rabbi is Rabbi Abud and Rabbi Sahar. Okay. Let's go.
Yalla. Soda?
My Talmid over here. He's here. Talmid came. Is your brother?
Down.
Huh?
Down.
No. The other guy is supposed to come soon. Is he coming, your brother?
Or maybe later.
Maybe later. Later I'm going to be sleeping already. I got my churros. I'm going to T Fusion to get churros. Okay. Let's go. And this past week, I was invited to speak at a lady Siyum. Okay, what did they finish? Lady Siyum sounds very funny. They finished Sefer Hafetz Chaim. The Lord of Shiur is wonderful, big accomplishment. In fact, it's such a great accomplishment that I myself, Baruch Hashem, have finished many Masechtot, if I may say so myself. I wish that I'd be able to finish the study of the laws of Shiur with Hafetz Chaim. So it was a tremendous. They invited me. They said, "Please, Rabbi, I know. Could you explain? Could you give us chizuk? And you talk to the girls." It was a packed house, Baruch Hashem. The Gemara said, Pesachim, Kuf Yud Gimel Mutbet. Comes and writes the following. Ready? There we go. Shoshagdosh Baruch Hu Ohavan. There are 3 types of people that Borei Olam loves. 3 types of people that Borei Olam wants to attach himself to. Who are they? Number 1, Misha Eno Ku'es. Someone who never gets angry. Number 2, Misha Eno Mishtaqeh. Someone who never becomes drunk. Number 3, Misha Eno Ma'amid Al Midotav. Someone who does not stand on his principles, someone who's not unwavering, someone who's not unbending, someone who's willing to acquiesce, to give in, to submit. Borei Olam loves those 3 people. And the question is, what's the common denominator? Anytime you see any dispute or any ma'amad, you have to try to look for a common theme. What is the common theme between these 3 things? The guy doesn't get angry, doesn't get drunk, and is not stubborn. He's willing to bend. And the answer is, that all these 3 things, these 3 people do not allow their emotions to control their decisions. A guy who gets angry, right? What's wrong with it? That person is not in control of himself, right? He has absolutely no power, no willpower to withstand his reactions. He acquiesces, he submits to his feelings. Same thing, guy who gets drunk. Guy who gets drunk is not able to control his reactions. And a person also who's eno ma'amid al midotav, someone who stands on the principle, it doesn't matter who's right. I'd rather, right? Doesn't matter if whatever you're saying makes sense or not. It's irrelevant. The fact that I have my opinion, that's it. Yeah, I'm not bendable. So we see from here, by the way, I have a question. The question is, what do you mean? Ma'amid amidotav. It sounds like there's a lot of Israelis here. If I want to say that I stand on my principles, that I'm stubborn, I'm unwavering, it's supposed to be eno omed amidotav. What does that mean? Eno ma'amid amidotav. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And it's very possible that ma'amid amidotav means everybody has his semblance, everybody has his standards of what is right and wrong. I have my ethical barriers. I have my moral barriers. I know in my heart what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to act, and when I'm supposed to abstain, when I'm supposed to desist. And many times when I see somebody doing something which I find to be perverse, to be perverted, to be wrong, to be corrupt, I take him, and instead of standing him on his own pedestal, I stand him on my pedestal. And I judge him based on my standings. That's called ma'amid amidotav. I'm standing other people based on who I am. That's a problem. Because we have to realize that people are not the same. And people go through many different struggles and challenges, tests, trials, and tribulations. And if I'm going to judge people based on who I am, then that's not fair. Because we know, it says, Borei Olam, what does it say? Parashat Yitro. Borei Olam is notzer chesed, la'alafim, le'ohavav, l'shomim mitzvotav. Borei Olam comes and what does he do? He guards chesed from thousands of generations. Le'ohavav. Who's le'ohavav? Well, Shoshat, Kadosh Baruch Hu Olam. There are three types of people that Borei Olam loves. You want to be an ohev of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You want Borei Olam to preserve chesed for you for thousands of generations? You got to make sure you're not ma'amid amidotecha. You got to make sure you don't come and measure other people up to your standards. You have to realize that other people have flaws, other people have inefficiencies, they have delinquencies, right? And they have deficiencies. And if I start doing that, then I'm able already to become an ohev of Kadosh Baruch Hu. Now why does it work that way? Well, Bidah can give me that. Borei Olam, when he comes and judges us, God doesn't judge us on his standards. God says, it's done, et adam, kifi mashu. Borei Olam comes and judges you based on who you are, based on your challenges, your yetzirah, your evil inclinations, based on your struggles. That's the way Borei Olam comes, and that's the way God judges you. And therefore, if I'm a person who wants to be midameh lekoni, I want to come and I want to resemble Borei Olam, I have to be the same exact way. That's how you become an ohev. And therefore Borei Olam says, oh, you are shomer chesed, you're not chesed for other people, you're coming now and you're preserving kindness for other people, you're judging them favorably, I'm going to judge you favorably as well. And I'm going to judge you favorably for many, many generations. And by the way, it's actually pretty funny. One second. There are many times we are very sarcastic. Sarcastic with people because again, we expect people to know what we know. And for them to understand what we understand. So I'll give you an example. I was once in a teachers' conference, and all the teachers were sitting, they were talking together, and they were all talking about the negativity of sarcasm. Being sarcastic, saying and making a sarcastic comment. It's the worst thing, by the way, for a marriage. It's very toxic. It can really cause tremendous damage to a marriage. When a person comes and the wife's saying something and you make a sarcastic comment and you reply in a very I don't want to say a brash way, that could really mamash chas v'shalom cause corrosion to a marriage. So we're sitting down and the teacher says, you know what? Sometimes you just can't. A kid says something so ridiculous, says something so out of whack that you just have to respond in kind. You have to respond with sarcasm. He says, I want to tell you a story. He says, I teach Hebrew. I teach Lashon. That's all I teach. And one day I come to class and I say, okay, kids, everybody take out your notebook. So a kid says, which notebook? Notebook. I teach Hebrew. French. What do you mean, which notebook? I teach Hebrew, right? And right? It's a great comment. She lost the kid because the kid wanted nothing to do with that teacher anymore. That's the way you reply to me. That's why, because I'm not up to your standards. We have to learn not to be ma'amid al midotenu. And if we're doing that, that's wonderful. As a teacher, I'm a person who has learned never to be judgmental. Don't judge anybody. Okay? Everyone has their problems. Everybody has their struggles. That's real. Okay? And therefore, if you understand that, you're able to help them. There's a guy who told me the other day, he came to me a couple of weeks ago, and he told me, he said, Rabbi, I'm having a problem with Shabbat. I'm having a very, very tough time keeping Shabbat. He says, until I was a teenager, it was pretty easy. But now I have a cell phone, and I have a Jewel, And it's hard for me. I want to smoke on Shabbat. So I want you to go on my phone on Shabbat. I said, come on, let's go Moshe. Moshe, you crazy? Come on, Shabbat, Borei Olam, you want to build your reputation, you want to build who you are, you want to build yourself as a person. You can't do that. What are you doing? It's only a phone. Come on, let's go. And I started talking to him, pumping him up. I said, okay, here's the plan. I said, every week before Shabbat, you're going to come to my house and you're going to put it in a bag. I don't want anyone to see what it is. Put your phone and your jewel in the bag, tie it up. And I wanted to give it to my wife. I'm going to be in shul 2 hours before Shabbat. I go to shul, I prepare my shulim. I said, but I want you to go give it to my wife. And my wife's not going to ask any questions. See some weirdo giving her a bag. I mean, she might get scared. It's a bomb or somebody. Just, no problem. Just give it to her. No questions asked. So the first week comes. And I asked my wife, did anyone drop anything off? No, whatever. What do you mean? Drop what off? So no, never mind. I went again. And again I started encouraging him. Come on, Moshe, you got to do this. This is yours. You got this. Let's go. If you came to me, that means it's bothering you. They don't keep Shabbat. I'm here. We can do it together. Let's go. Second week. Nothing. All of a sudden, third week, he says, you know what? I'm going to do it. Okay? I didn't even bother asking my wife at that point. He said, this guy's in that series. He said, we have to keep encouraging him. All of a sudden, I come home. She said, honey, you know, before Shabbat, a kid came. And there was no bag. He dropped off a phone and a battery. I said, a battery? I said, honey, it's not a battery. She said, what is it? I said, it's a jewel. And right away, she understood what happened. No questions asked. And now every week he comes, and every week he drops off the phone and the battery. Jewel. Okay? Why? Because we didn't judge him. I wasn't ma'amido amidotai. I was ma'amido amidotav, on what he does, on his, the craziest thing. People, I don't know about if anybody knows me from years ago. You do, but I don't know how many years ago you know me from. Okay, and Mr. Fazek knows me, but many years ago I was many pounds heavier than I am now, and I mean significantly. I lost around 40 pounds. And I remember for the first couple of years it was very difficult. And every time I wanted to go on a diet, it just did not work. And whatever I did, it just didn't work. And I went on all different types of diets. And I would sit down with my wife, and my wife would come to the waiter, and the waiter would say, okay, what would you like, miss? And she would say, I don't know, give me kale salad. Oh, wait, I don't need kale.
Kills you.
It's a bit kills you. That's just not. It's a bit hadashah. Because when I was growing up, there was no kale. That's
a green.
My wife also it looks like things that you want to throw at someone. That's what it looks like. And one time there's another type of salad, also new hadash. I don't know where this came from. So I went to my sister-in-law one time. We came for dinner, and she says, "Oh, you're gonna love my rugelach salad." Rugelach salad. Sounds davar hadash. What's rugelach salad? Whether it's cinnamon rugelach, chocolate rugelach, or salad. She comes, she gives me steak, she gives me whatever it was. She made a London broil. Wonderful, it's great. Well, where's the rugelach salad? I said, her name is Sophia. Sophia, where's the rugelach salad? She's right there. I look, lettuce. I said, you better put some rugelach in here. I'm getting very upset. She said, no, it's not called rugelach. It's called arugula salad. That's a rugelach. I said, if you don't give me rugelach now, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. I want a rugelach. Right? What's a rugelach? So my wife comes and she orders kale salad. And he looks at me, what do you want? I'm going to say rib steak. Salad. Not even rib steak. Right? I did it anyway. I don't care. But my wife, she looks at me like, yalla, eat healthy. What are you doing? Right? Sometimes we don't understand the struggle. My wife is very good. By the way, she helped me lose all my weight, which is very, very good. Because we have to be very careful.
She fed you kale.
She got me fat and she got me skinny again. But we have to understand, gentlemen, the importance of our words. The importance of our words. And that's what I really want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about the inyan of being the hazik of the people. The inyan of giving people chizuk. Everything okay? If you want, I'll answer it to you.
No, I'm just recording.
The inyan of giving chizuk, strengthening, encouragement to other people. Because everybody needs chizuk. The topic on Sunday when I was supposed to speak, the topic was words are free. So I told the ladies, I don't know where you come from, but in my house, when my kids say, I love you, Daddy, it's not free. It's going to cost me money. Okay? That's not going to be free. There's no such thing. Okay? But really, words are free. Words are free. And everybody needs chizuk. And I'll prove it to you. Everybody ready? Parashat Ki Tisa. How does the parashat begin? Parashat begins, Ki Tisat Rosh B'nai Yisrael Lifkudeh. When you come and you count B'nai Yisrael for their numbers. But wait a second. That's not how you say count in Hebrew. You say kitimne, kitispor. That's how you say count. What's kitisat rosh b'nei Yisrael? And the answer is very simple. When you see people and they're walking around and they're dejected, they're depressed, they're downtrodden, there are problems. You see they walk down with their heads down. they walk with their heads down. People who have no confidence walk with their heads down. And therefore, it says, Borei Olam to Moshe Rabbeinu, you are the leader of Bnei Israel. Your job, your task, as the leader of Bnei Israel is Lisa et Rosh Bnei Israel, which means to lift their heads, to give them encouragement, to give them confidence. Why? Ifkudehem. What does Ifkudehem mean? Well, Ifkudehem could mean for their numbers, but the Pekudah is also a tafkid. Everyone in Bnei Israel has a mission. They have a job. There's a goal. There's something they're supposed to accomplish, to attain, to achieve. Says Borei Olam to Moshe Rabbeinu, every single one of those people has something great in them. And all they need is that confidence. All they need is that chizuk. All they need is that little, encouraging word. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu had to go to every single person, and he had to count every single person. Why? Oh, Moshe Rabbeinu was coming to talk to me. It's amazing. Well, Moshe Rabbeinu came to talk to me. It's amazing. It's a wonderful thing. Maybe I'm not so good. That's so bad. And Moshe Rabbeinu gave up a nice word, an encouraging word, and by doing so, he fostered them with a tremendous amount of confidence. One second, because the truth of the matter is that a very essential component for a person to achieve or to accomplish anything in life is confidence. In fact, that's the number one thing you have to give your kids before giving them anything. Even before, I would say, before Yirat Shamayim, has to be confidence. Because once they have that confidence, the Yirat Shamayim is going to endure. It's going to last. It's going to stick. It's going to be with them at all times. Because without it, if a person goes into a project failing, then they're going to, or thinking they're going to fail, then they're going to fail. There's a Gemara Masechet Gittin and Fiut Ched Amoral. I'm going to say, but I like to guess. Let me see. Yeah, okay? Fiut Ched Amoral. And the Gemara says the following: a person never sets himself up for failure. So therefore, if a person comes into a project and he thinks he's going to fail, chances are he's going to fail. So before a person goes into any endeavor, before you take on any undertaking, the first thing that person needs is a sense of, I can do it. I'm going to pass. This is going to be great. People, I guide a lot of people. I give a lot of counsel to a lot of people. I give a lot of advice to a lot of people. People call me all the time. All the time. I have phone calls. Rabbi, what do I do? Someone just called me now about a situation. Someone's hassling, what to do. Okay? People always come to me with all different types of questions, quandaries, dilemmas. So somebody comes to me once and she had a date. And she woke up in the morning and it's a single person's biggest nightmare. That's it. She woke up that day, she had a shidduch, and there's a zit right on there, and she looked at me, she said, Rabbi, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? So I told this to the girls on Sunday, and I told her, what's the problem? Just take some blush, a mascara, and put it on and they started laughing at me. I said, what are you laughing at me? When you don't put mascara? They said, no, there's something called concealer. I said, oh, sorry, I don't know, right? I said, that's why the mascara doesn't look good on me. Anyway, so I said, so they put on the concealer. So put on the concealer. Just now after the concealer, you put on blush, and then you put on, I don't know what else. So that's why it's called makeup, because the face is made up. It's not the real face, right? I said, that's the big deal. And I said, by the way, don't worry, I'm the master of zits. That's why my name is Rabbi Zeytouneh. That's why, right? But big deal. But if you give them, right? Imagine she goes into the date, and hold on, she says, oh my God, he's looking at my zit, 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 he's looking at my pimple. What's going to happen? That date's going to go nowhere. It's not going to endure. It's not going to persevere. She's going to fail. She's not going to get the first, right? She's not going to hit the ball. She's going to strike out before she even has a chance. And therefore, she needed that word of encouragement. It's going to be great. Don't worry about it. He's not going to look at it. He's not going to pay attention to it. Just conceal it and write it and then close it up. That's all. It's not a big deal. She needed those words because that's what's going to make her persevere. Or a person goes into a job. I know a person that keeps losing jobs. He keeps losing jobs. He gets high-level jobs, high-paying jobs, and he keeps losing jobs because he doesn't give him answer. No, that's not why. Because he thinks that he is not going to make it. He thinks he's going to get fired. And guess what? Every time, the guy gets fired. The guy gets fired. People. I remember when I got married, which is a big miracle that she said yes. Anyway, that was I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't know how to take care of myself. I have no idea how to take care of myself. When I was in yeshiva, I had a policy. I don't make my bed. I don't make my bed in yeshiva. Why? Because I'm going to sleep in it again tonight. Why should I make it so? I make up my bed, I sit there, and then make up my whole bed, and then I'm going to sleep in it again. So I said, if I don't make my bed, what am I going to do? How am I going to be with this wife? And then I said, you know what, Borei Olam, you got me married. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Wow, that was good. Does that happen every time I clap? Right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kol niyah b'dvaro.
Amen.
But a person has to realize, that I used to play basketball when I started losing weight. So my wife said, if you really want to accelerate the weight loss, it has to be coupled with exercise. Because if it's not coupled with exercise, so then it's not going to really endure. If you really want, you have to build muscle also. While you're losing weight, build muscle. Okay, so go play basketball. I love basketball. I can't say I particularly play well, but I do love basketball. So I want to give it. We're good? Oh, yeah, good.
Go pick up my son from the Shiur.
No problem. We just lost 20% of the cliff. So, anyway, so 1 second. First time I came, I don't know if you remember my teammates. I had a guy, a good friend of mine, his name is Zeytouneh, and I had this big Russian guy. His name is Boris. You never played against us, maybe once. You played with Adam, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So there's this guy Boris and my good friend Zeytouneh. And here we are sitting, and I think I must have been the chitiara of the entire league. I was the oldest guy there. All right, maybe there's one guy, the other guy, this guy in his 50s was hitting threes like crazy. We don't count him. Okay? But I was old man, and I'm looking at people that are jumping all over the place. This guy, forget about it, right? All these guys are sinking threes and jamming, they're moving. I don't know what to do. And I'm looking at my teammates. I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? Well, let's go to Kosher Delight on the show. Let's go there. What are we doing here? Are you crazy? What are we nuts? And so one guy, this Russian guy was a ball player. He says, Rabbi, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You say you're gonna win. Are you crazy? You're great, Rabbi. You're great. I said, oh, that was 18. That was great. This is terrible. Right? He said, no, you're gonna do it, Rabbi. You're doing it. Guess what? We lost. But it doesn't matter. I had the confidence. And I did pretty well. I did well. Because I thought I could. Because confidence is the key element when it comes to success. And therefore, I'm not talking about it only for ourselves. We have to learn how to give other people chizuk as well. In fact, if I didn't convince you yet, Parashat Vayetchanan, Borei Olam comes to Moshe Rabbeinu and informs him that the next leader of Bnei Israel is going to be Yoshua ben Nun. Okay? And he tells him, Kach et Yoshua v'chazekeu v'abetzeu. I want you to take Yoshua ben Nun and I want you to give him chizuk. I want you to give him encouragement. I want you to make him brave. Wait a second. Borei Olam, you're telling Yoshua he's going to be the next leader of Bnei Israel. Yoshua has a guarantee that he's going to succeed. He has God who ordained him. He has God who made him the royal supreme. He's God. He has a sense of regality that's unmatchable. There's nothing else. You don't need anyone else to tell you you're going to be great. God. And yet, God tells Moshe, Yoshua needs chizuk. He needs that encouragement to take upon himself that task, to persevere, to accomplish. He needs to do it. He needs to be there. He needs your help. He needs your kind word. He needs your pat on the back. There's Gemara Masechet Berachot. And the Gemara Masechet Berachot says a beautiful thing. Ready? Listen what it says. The Gemara Masechet Berachot writes that there are 4 people that need chizuk. And the Gemara writes 4 people need chizuk. Who are they? Torah, U'ma'asim Tovim, Tefillah, V'derech Eretz. Torah, U'ma'asim, person comes, he learns Torah. It's wonderful. You have people sitting in the kollels. People sitting in the kollalim, people sitting in the Bemidrash, people go to night classes, people go to, whatever it is, people see people going and these guys are learning. They need your chizuk. Why? Because everybody else is, what are they doing? They're watching football game, right? They're going out, they're doing the ahweh, they're right? They're doing all types of things. This guy is going to learn Torah. So they need chizuk. He needs chizuk. He needs encouragement to continue going. I know guys come on Monday nights, and anyone who comes to my shiur, the place is packed. Baruch Hashem, it's jam-packed. Are you real? Jam-packed. You haven't been in a couple of months, but we'll talk about it later. And I take attendance. But every week, I don't take it for granted that it's going to be packed. I call every single person. And I say, listen, you coming? You coming? You coming? If they don't answer, I send a couple of tough guys over there to make sure they come.
Every single person?
Text them, question marks. I'm a big WhatsApp guy. Okay, and I make sure that these guys, why? They need the chizuk. They all the classes, they laugh, they enjoy it. I'm a pretty funny looking guy. Pretty funny guy. and therefore, so these guys, you see them and they enjoy it, and they still need chizuk to be there a week later. Because Torah, you need chizuk. What's number 2? Ma'asim tovim. What happens when a person goes up to Torah? Guy goes up to Torah, right? What happens? He finishes Torah. What do you say? Chazak. What did he do? All he did was go up to the Torah, say 2 berachot. What's the chazak? Yes, this guy, he went up to the Torah, he needs his chizuk. By the way, I like what happens after the Chazak Baruch. That's when he gives me money. That's my favorite Mishnah. Okay, but that's such an important concept. Ma'asim Tovim. What's the third one? Tefillah. Tefillah. I know a lot of girls who've been praying for a very long time. I know a couple who've been praying for a very long time for a kid. And sometimes they get discouraged. And they think it's just not going to happen. But doesn't want to give it to them. These people need chizuk. That's why I say, what does it say? It says, Palil velo ne'ana, yachzor v'yitpalil. How do you know? Because it's Kaveh Allah, Chazak Ne'etzibecha, the Kaveh Allah. Pray to Borei Olam. Does it work? Chazak V'mat. Those people need to chizuk. You see a person praying and he's not getting what he wants. You got to encourage him. Tell him it's going to happen. Tell him things are going to be wonderful. Tell him this is going to be great. Tell him you're going to get what you asked for. And what's number 4? Number 4 is Derech Eretz. What's Derech Eretz? Derech Eretz means the way of the world. It means work. It means, right, that a person goes. In other words, gentlemen, everything needs chizuk. With Derech Eretz, Tefillah, Torah, Ma'asim Tovim, there's nothing that doesn't need chizuk. Every person, every circumstance, and every situation in life needs that encouragement, that pat on the back, that compliment, right? Needs to have that enthusiasm infused into them. I'll tell you a great story. It's a famous story. It says, there was once a class that they were like the sweat hogs, meaning they were very unsuccessful. And every time a teacher would come, he would come there for like 2-3 weeks, and they would drive the teacher away. And it would happen repeatedly, continuously. Every time someone would come, they would come there 2-3 weeks, and that's it. They would leave. I can't take it. They throw up their arms in despair, and they would walk out. All of a sudden, a lady comes, and she sits down with the principal. And the principal looks at her in a very disparaging way and says, wait a second, all these tough teachers, and we're not able to do anything. You're going to be able to do something? He says, look, here's a list of the students. And she takes a look, and by every student's name was a number. 130. 125, 127, 116, 108, and she's looking at these numbers, and she's shocked. Look at these IQs, unbelievable. These kids are geniuses. 136, 125, 115, 108, 98, 102. And she takes a look, she says, oh my gosh, these kids are brilliant. What's going on over here? How can it be that they were such failures? She walks into the class and she says, listen kids, everybody else gave up on you, but I'm not giving up. You guys are brilliant. You're geniuses. Your IQs are way above, close to brilliant. We're going to prove everybody wrong. We're going to show everybody just how successful you can be. And she drove them up, and she enhanced the education, and she piqued their interest to the point where they all took state tests. You know the story? They all took state tests. And at the end of the state test, they scored in the 94th percentile. The 94th percentile nationwide. Comes to the end of the year, and the principal sits down with her and says, listen, why did you give them the answers? She says, give them the answers. What are you talking about? I didn't give them the answers. These kids are brilliant. She says, what do you mean? They're brilliant. She says, yeah. She says, what do you mean they're brilliant? She says, look, take a look at the sheet. Hey, Michael Cohen, 127. Ezra Abadi, 115. And he takes a look at this. He says, those numbers are not IQs. They're locker numbers. They're locker numbers. These are not. Now, but because she believed in them, and she gave them that chizuk, they believed that they were brilliant. Now, Rabbi, I'm going to tell you something you didn't know. You know this story before.
That's what they waited.
But I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a fact that you did not know. I was one of those boys. I was in that class. No, I wasn't. That's how it sounded. Right? But that's what happens when a person gets that chizuk. And everybody needs to get that chizuk. You know, there's a pasuk in Mishlei. And the pasuk in Mishlei says, Hanoch lanar apidako. A person should always educate or connect with the nar apidako, according to his way, according to his path. And by the way, what does it mean? Hanoch lanar apidarko. What does that mean? So the answer, the rabbis say, well, if you know a person, right, and the person has a certain interest, make sure that you come and you extol that interest and you capitalize on the interest. So therefore, you know a person likes to play with knives. Make sure you keep him away from you. You know what I mean? What do you do with him? So you take that person and you teach him shahita. You teach him milah. The person likes blood. So then become a shohet. It's a wonderful thing. Beautiful. You see a person's very hyper. A person's such a high, so you give him something to do. The person likes music. Okay, good. Apidarko. Let him use that, capitalize on it, invest in him, and make that his success in life. But why? Why does it work that way? And I think really what the rabbis are telling you is, if you take a look, no one's perfect. Besides just Zeytouneh. But besides that, no one really is perfect. Okay? Everyone has the inadequacies, everyone has the deficiencies. And the question is, what do you focus on in life? When you walk around, what do you focus on in life? Are you focusing on the positive of the person, or what I'm good at, or the negative of the person? Says the pasuk, Hanoch lana, apidarko. When you're coming educating a kid, capitalize on what he's good on. Of course, there's going to be things that he's not good on. But if you always emphasize what he is good on, then all of a sudden, what he's not good on, he's able to ignore it. It doesn't bother him. He doesn't walk around saying, I'm a failure all day long. He says, I'm a success, but I'm not perfect. I'll give you an example. I like to say, if I may, whatever, all that stuff. I'm a pretty good speaker. I think I'm a pretty good speaker. I think I'm a pretty popular speaker. I think I have a nice following, But there are things, as hard as it might be to imagine, that I'm not good at. First of all, I think I'm very, very, very bad when it comes to growing hair. That's okay. So, all right. But there are things that I'm not good at. I want to tell you something. Someone once told me today. They asked me today just to show you how people are focused. Someone said, Rabbi, if you could improve one thing about yourself, what would it be? And he was very serious. I'm thinking, okay, this kid is serious. I got to come up with a good answer. I'm thinking to myself, what can I improve in? What can I improve in? What should I do? And I came to him and I said, you know what? Honestly, so if I can improve one thing, I would improve on the way I'm a husband. Okay? I would be a better husband. That's my wife, because I have different, deeper reasons to it. But part of it is also because if you have a good wife and you make your wife happy, everything falls into place. Your spirituality falls into place, and your parenthood falls into place, and your parnassah falls into place. Everything, being a good husband. And he said, "Wow, I thought you were going to say you're going to, you get more hair, or something like that." That was his, But he was serious. He was really serious. I said, "Are you joking? Stop it, But that's what people think of. And if you walk around all day long and think only about your deficiencies and where you're delinquent, you'll never be happy in your life. Happiness only stems when I focus on what I'm good at. By the way, the Kutei Moharan writes such a thing. So the person wants to start being happy. How do you become a happy person? The person wants to be happy. We increase the frequency of happiness. How does a person accomplish such a feat? So you know what you do? You find one good thing about you. And you focus on it, and you focus on it, and you focus on it, and you focus on it. And then once you did that, now try to find another good thing. And then another thing. And you start connecting all the dots of the good. And then you're no longer able to focus on the bad. You never want to focus on the bad. 1 second. I say a very interesting thing. They say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. You hear that? Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That's good. Baruch Hashem, I'm happy that that's it's a Gemara. Gemara Masechet Sotah writes, "Hen isha al ba'ala." A couple of months, we'll talk about it later. And I take attendance. But every week, I don't take it for granted that it's going to be packed. I call every single person. And I say, listen, you coming? You coming? You coming? If they don't answer, I send a couple of tough guys over there to make sure they come.
Every single person?
Text them, question marks. I'm a big WhatsApp guy. Okay? And I make sure that these guys, why? They need the chizuk. They all look nice. They sit there, they laugh, they enjoy it. I'm a pretty funny looking guy. Pretty funny guy. and therefore, so these guys, you see them, and they enjoy it. And they still need chizuk to be there a week later. Because Torah, you need chizuk. What's number 2? Ma'asim tovim. What happens when a person goes up to the Torah? Guy goes up to Torah, right? What happens? He finishes Torah, what do you say? Chazak. What did he do? All he did was go up to the Torah, say 2 minutes. What's the Chazak? Yes, this guy, he went up to the Torah, he needs his chizuk. By the way, I like what happens after the Chazak Chizuk. That's when he gives me money. That's my favorite. Okay, but that's such an important concept. Ma'asim tovim. What's the third one? Tefillah. Tefillah. I know a lot of girls who've been praying for a very long time. I know a couple who've been praying for a very long time for a kid. And sometimes they get discouraged. And they think it's just not going to happen. But doesn't want to give it to them. These people need chizuk. That's why I say, what does it say? It says, Palil velo ne'ana, yachzor v'yitpalil. How do you know? Because it's kaveh Allah, chazak ne'etzivecha, v'kaveh Allah. Pray to Borei Olam. Does it work? Chazak v'mat. Those people need chizuk. You see a person praying and he's not getting what he wants. You got to encourage him. Tell him it's going to happen. Tell him things are going to be wonderful. Tell him this is going to be great. Tell him you're going to get what you asked for. And what's number 4? Number 4 is derech eretz. What's derech eretz? Derech eretz means the way of the world. It means work. It means, right, that a person goes. In other words, gentlemen, everything needs chizuk. With derech eretz, tefillah, Torah, ma'asim tovim, there's nothing that doesn't need chizuk. Every person, every circumstance, and every situation in life needs that encouragement, that pat on the back, that compliment, right? Needs to have that enthusiasm infused into them. I'll tell you a great story. It's a famous story. It says, there was once a class that they were like the sweat hogs, meaning they were very unsuccessful. And every time a teacher would come, he would come there for like 2-3 weeks, and they would drive the teacher away. And it would happen repeatedly, continuously. Every time someone would come, they would come there 2-3 weeks, and that's it. They would leave. I can't take it. They throw up their arms in despair, and they would walk out. All of a sudden, a lady comes, and she sits down with the principal. And the principal looks at her in a very disparaging way and says, wait a second, all these tough teachers, and we're not able to do anything. You're going to be able to do something? He says, look, here's a list of the students. And she takes a look, and by every student's name was a number. 130, 125, 127, 116, 108. And she's looking at these numbers, and she's shocked. Look at these IQs, unbelievable. These kids are geniuses. 136, 125, 115, 108, 98, 102. And she takes a look, she says, oh my gosh, these kids are brilliant. What's going on over here? How can it be that they were such failures? She walks into the class and she says, listen kids, everybody else gave up on you, but I'm not giving up. You guys are brilliant. You're geniuses. Your IQs are way above, close to brilliant. We're going to prove everybody wrong. We're going to show everybody just how successful you can be. And she drove them up, and she enhanced the education, and she piqued their interest to the point where they all took state tests. You know the story? They all took state tests. And at the end of the state test, they scored in the 94th percentile. The 94th percentile nationwide. Comes to the end of the year, and the principal sits down with her and says, listen, why did you give them the answers? She says, give them the answers. What are you talking about? I didn't give them the answers. These kids are brilliant. She says, what do you mean? They're brilliant. She says, yeah. She says, what do you mean they're brilliant? She says, look, take a look at the sheet. Hey, Michael Cohen, 127. Ezra Abadi, 115. And he takes a look at this. He says, those numbers are not IQs. They're locker numbers. They're locker numbers. These are not. Now, but because she believed in them, and she gave them that chizuk, they believed that they were brilliant. Now, Rabbi, I'm going to tell you something you didn't know. You know this story before.
That's what they wait.
But I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a fact that you did not know. I was one of those boys. I was in that class. No, I wasn't. That's how it sounded. Right? But that's what happens when a person gets that chizuk. And everybody needs to get that chizuk. You know, there's a pasuk in Mishlei. And the pasuk in Mishlei says, Hanoch lanar apidako. A person should always educate or connect with the nar apidako, according to his way, according to his path. And by the way, what does it mean? Hanoch lanar apidarko. What does that mean? So the answer, the rabbis say, well, if you know a person, right, and the person has a certain interest, make sure that you come and you extol that interest and you capitalize on the interest. So therefore, you know a person likes to play with knives. Make sure you keep him away from you. You know what I mean? What do you do with him? So you take that person and you teach him shahita. You teach him milah. The person likes blood. So then become a shohet. It's a wonderful thing. Beautiful. You see a person's very hyper. A person's such a high, so you give him something to do. The person likes music. Okay, good. Apidarko. Let him use that, capitalize on it, invest in him, and make that his success in life. But why? Why does it work that way? And I think really what the rabbis are telling you is, if you take a look, no one's perfect. Besides the Zeytouneh. But besides that, no one really is perfect. Okay? Everyone has the inadequacies, everyone has the deficiencies. And the question is, what do you focus on in life? When you walk around, what do you focus on in life? Are you focusing on the positive of the person, or what I'm good at, or the negative of the person? Says the pasuk, Hanoch lanav apidarko. When you're coming educating a kid, capitalize on what he's good on. Of course, there's going to be things that he's not good on, but if you always emphasize what he is good on, then all of a sudden, what he's not good on, he's able to ignore it. It doesn't bother him. He doesn't walk around saying, I'm a failure all day long. He says, I'm a success, but I'm not perfect. I'll give you an example. I like to say, if I may, whatever, all that stuff. I'm a pretty good speaker. I think I'm a pretty good speaker. I think I'm a pretty popular speaker. I think I have a nice following, but there are things, as hard as it might be to imagine, that I'm not good at. First of all, I think I'm very, very, very bad when it comes to growing hair. That's okay. So, all right. But I'm definitely, there are things that I'm not good at. I want to tell you something. Someone once told me today, they asked me today, just to show you how people are focused. Someone said, Rabbi, if you could improve one thing about yourself, what would it be? And he was very serious. I'm thinking, okay, this kid is serious. I got to come up with a good answer. I'm thinking to myself, what can I improve in? What can I improve in? What should I do? And I came to him and I said, you know what? Honestly, so if I can improve one thing, I would improve on the way I'm a husband. Okay? I would be a better husband. That's my wife, because I have different, deeper reasons to it. But part of it is also because if you have a good wife and you make your wife happy, everything falls into place. Your spirituality falls into place, and your parenting falls into place, and your parnassah falls into place. Everything, being a good husband. And he said, "Wow, I thought you were going to say you're going to, you get more hair, or something like that." That was his, But he was serious. He was really serious. I said, "You're joking? Stop it, But that's what people think of. And if you walk around all day long and think only about your deficiencies and where you're delinquent, you'll never be happy in your life. Happiness only stems when I focus on what I'm good at. By the way, the Kutei Moharan writes such a thing. So the person wants to